Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna do a roulette strategy. It's called the No Boss. I seen it on Roulette Master on his YouTube channel. The way you play this is really you want to go in, you want to make a quick hit and get out. It's very a risky system, but I modified it a little bit to make it so that you can actually make some money, maybe possibly make 500 bucks, but you try to evaluate and try to get those limits down as much as you can. But let me know in the comments below if you think that you could increase the strategy by doing something else, and we can definitely communicate with me. Let me know in the comments and tell me what you think of my videos. I'm trying my best to get some nice videos out for you guys. I'm starting this new thing where I'm going to show my face in the beginning of each video and probably at the end to just talk about what happened. All right, so let's just, without any more further delay, sorry about that, without any further delay, let's just get right into it. Hey, welcome gang. We are going to play the No Boss system seen on the Roulette Master, and we are going to start by finding a bet. So we have a 0 in there, so we don't have anything, so we're just going to spin without betting until we get 3 losses. So 24 black. Okay. And we're going to spin again. Got a 13 black. Okay, so that's one more in the middle column, and we'll have a trigger. It's a 9. Nope, no trigger, so we got to keep going. So just keep enjoying that drink. And if you have to, go get yourself another one. Or wait for the waitress to come around and give you one. All right, but don't leave the table now, because you may just get what you want. And of course you didn't. Okay, get up and get that drink now. Okay, we're gonna spin again without betting. 19. All right, so 16 and 19 are in that column. So we're gonna rebet, and we're not gonna rebet. We're just gonna spin without betting. Hopefully get a second column. That's a 14. That is a second column. So now that's our trigger. So we're going to put 100 there and 100 on there. And hopefully we won't get a middle column again. That's a 4. We won. All right. So now we're going to sit out again. And we're going to wait for 2 more low numbers or something else. All right, that's a second low number. So let's see if we get a third low number. Rebet. Oops. Nope. Clear that. No rebet. Just spin without betting. All right, and that's a 20 black. All right, so we gotta wait another at least 2 spins. It's all right. Waitress, can you give me a drink, please? Thank you. All right, that's a low number, so we gotta wait at least another 2 more before we bet. So we're gonna spin without betting. That's a 23 red. All right, that's a middle, so we gotta wait at least another 2 more spins. So we're gonna spin again. And that's an 11. We have to wait another 2 spins at least. Spin. All right, well, I'm glad I have this nice ice cold beer to keep me occupied. All right, now I'm going to need at least another 2 spins before I bet again. That's a 7. No, another 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and spin again. All right, so we're going to just spin without betting. And we haven't had a high number in a long time. Maybe I should put my money on that high. No, I'm just kidding. We got to stick to the system. All right, so that's 19. So we're going to have to wait at least another 2 spins before we can go. And that's a 4. Another 2 spins. I don't mind waiting as long as I'm just chilling and hanging out in the casino. It's all good. 29 black. Oh, we finally got a high number. All right, so we're just gonna spin again. Now we need 2 high numbers, so at least 2 more spins. There we go. All right, so let's get another high number so we can bet, please. All right, and we're gonna spin this, and hopefully we get 25 or more, and we didn't. So we're gonna have to wait another at least 2 more spins. All right. Shouldn't take this long, but sometimes it does. There's a high number that we needed before. All right, but we're just gonna rebet, and we're just gonna spin. We're not gonna rebet. We're just gonna spin. That's a 7. All right, so now we got 1 low number. We gotta wait another 2 spins. Got 1 low number, and we got a middle number. Damn it. 2. Now we gotta wait at least another 2 spins before we can bet. Oh boy, 36. Another 2 spins, at least another 2 spins before we bet. All right, so we're gonna just spin without betting. Let's get another high number. That's a 21. That's not high enough. So we're gonna just spin without betting. It's nice just looking at that $100 profit that you're at already. All right, we got another 2 more, at least 2 more before we can bet. All right, that's good. That's 2. All right, come on, let's get this. Let's get a high number here. I really don't feel like waiting again. That's a 22. It's not high enough. Damn it, we gotta stay out at least 2 more spins. All right, that's a 19. That's 2 now. That's 2. Let's get another one in the middle. Let's get another one in the middle, please. That's a 14. That's in the middle. All right, so now it's time to bet again. So we're gonna put 100 and 100, and let's spin it. Come on, please don't go middle. Don't go middle on us. And it didn't. All right, we won. All right, so now we're up $200. Now we're just gonna spin without betting. All right, that's a 14. That's a middle. All right, so let's spin without betting. We need at least 2 more middles. All right, that's a 16. That's a middle. We just need 1 more middle, and then we could rebet and spin. We're going to take this up to 5. We're going to see if we can get to 500 doing this system. All right, that's 3. All right, we got to rebet. Now we got to just spin without betting. We need 2 more low numbers. 13. All right, that's a middle number. We need 2 middle numbers now. 2 middle numbers will get us up there. Nope. Man, now we need 2 high numbers. Now we need 2 high numbers so that we can bet again. All right, that's 17. That's a middle number. We need 2 middle numbers now. Spin. All right, that's a 6. That's a low number. All right, so we're gonna just spin. We need 2 low numbers now. That's a 7. We got the second low number. All right, so now we're gonna rebet. No, we're not gonna rebet. We're just gonna spin and hope to get a low number. Let's get a low number. Let's get a 5. Oh, 0. That's too low. Oh boy, that's way too low. That's not what we want, so we're gonna rebet, and we're just gonna spin without betting again. That's a 4. Now if you wanted to, you can make the bet now. Since we did get 3, we just have a 0 in there. I don't think it'll hurt us. Well, it could, but let's try it. All right, so we're gonna do 100 again, 100 and 100. Since we do have the 3 in a row, we just have the zeros in there. And let's spin and let's hope for the best. That's a 27. We won. All right, another $100 win. All right, so now we're just gonna wait for another trigger. So we need 2 high numbers. That's a 23 red. That's middle. So now we need 2 middle numbers. All right, that's a 22. All right. So that's 22 and 23. Okay, we need 1 more middle number. 1 more middle number. That's a 9. All right, now we need 2 low numbers. Spin. Yeah, we need 2 small numbers, so let's just spin. All right, that's a 12. That's a low number. Good. We just need 1 more low number. Let's spin. 1 more low number. All right, that's an 18. That's a middle number. We don't want a middle number. So now we gotta spin again without betting. We need 2 middle numbers now. 18. That's 2 in a row. 2 18s in a row. So we're gonna definitely spin on that one and hopefully get another middle one. 14 or higher. Oh, not that high. 35. Dang. So we're just gonna spin. Now we need 2 high numbers. That's a 27. That's high enough. Okay, we just need 1 more high number and then we can bet. That's a 30. Now we can bet. All right, so what we'll do is we'll play 100 there and 100 there and spin. That's a 17. That's a win. All right, now we're just gonna wait it out and spin again. Now we're gonna go to 500 and that's it. We're gonna call it quits. 23. That's a middle number. That's 2 middle numbers in a row. So let's see if we get a 3rd middle number. So no matter what, we are going home a winner. 8. All right, that's a low number. So now we need 2 low numbers. So if we lose, we're gonna walk. So we're going home with 500 or 200 at this point. That's an 8. That's 2 8s in a row. So let's just spin and hope to get another number in that first dozen. No, we didn't. So now we need 2 numbers in the middle. Oops, don't do that or you'll mess up. All right, so we need 2 numbers in the middle. That's a 33. Okay, so that's a high number, so we need 2 more high numbers. 2 high numbers. That's a 15. That's a middle. So let's get 2 middles. 2 middles in a row. That's a 23. That's a middle. So that's 2 middles in a row. Let's get 1 more middle. And let's get this final bet in. That's a 32. We need two high numbers now. Now we need two high numbers. That's an 11. Nope. Now we need two low numbers. All right, that's a low number. Okay, one more low number, and then we can get this last bet in. We're gonna spin. That's a 1. That's a low number. Got it. All right, now we're gonna bet our final bet. Win or lose, we walk away from the table. Let's hope we win. Hope we win. Let's cross our fingers. No, we didn't. Okay. But the good thing is we still walked away with $200 in our pocket. Hey, yeah, that was a wonderful video. That worked out perfect. You know, we didn't get the 500, but you know, we did get the 200, which is fabulous. That's fantastic. We went home with $200 in our pocket. I would be very happy with that. And just remember, you know, we still had that chance to get that 500, and that would have been awesome if we did it. And I'm sorry we didn't do it. Unfortunately, that's just the way gambling goes. But definitely, you know, just keep this momentum going. You guys are really killing this. I've been getting so many views on my stuff. It's just incredible, and I just need the algorithm to keep coming up, keep going. But what I really need from you guys, and this is so important, I really need subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel. That's going to help me and help me a lot. That'll help the algorithm a lot. Every time you get a subscriber, YouTube recognizes that. So please subscribe, comment. Commenting is so important. Comment anything. I don't care what you put down in the comments. If you didn't like the system, if you liked the system, if you think it was stupid, if you think it was too long, too short, whatever. Just please, just make those comments, and don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit the notification bell. You hit the notification bell and you will be notified every time I get a new video out. Okay? Well, it's been a fabulous run, and hopefully I'll be putting more videos out, and hopefully you guys will continue to grow my channel. And I love you guys, and thank you. And you guys, I'll see you on the next one.